Now, LeBron James has pretty much ruled the entire NBA for about a decade now. I mean, you have your Steph Currys and your KDs, but if you had to name one player who stood out from the rest of the pack, it would be LeBron, or at least in the past. But now it's different. Now he's not head and shoulders above everyone, and heck, at this point, he's probably not even the best player in the league, and you could argue that he hasn't been that for years now. And with the Lakers seemingly being nowhere near contention right now for LeBron's fifth ring, I think it's safe to say that LeBron's reign as king is officially over. But before we get into that topic, you already know the drill. Make sure to hit that like button. If you did enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on your post notifications to never miss any of my uploads. And comment your takes down below. I would love to hear them. And comment what would y'all like to see next. But with that being said, let's just get straight into the video. So like I was saying, LeBron's time as being the top dog is pretty much over. Now, I'm not saying that his actual game has fallen off a cliff or anything like that, because it's not. He's really developed his outside game to the point that I would call LeBron a solid to good shooter, as defenses have to respect his shot. He's been shooting about 36% from 3 these past few seasons, which is right around league average, and he's also been taking a career high in threes attempted with 2.7 per game. So he's clearly adapted and transitioned to much more of a perimeter game, as he should, with him getting up there with age and not having to constantly rely on getting to the paint, which can take a toll on your body. But that's the thing, his age. His reputation of being an Iron Man is completely gone at this point, as he suffered a lot of injuries in these 3-year span with the Lakers. He's been unable to stay on the court for a long duration of time, as these ankle and leg injuries are starting to catch up with him. And if y'all watch my Zion versus Ja video, y'all would know that to me, availability is the best availability. Oh my god, I just butchered that. I meant to say, availability is the best ability. And we just have to accept the fact that in this stage of his career, LeBron is injury prone. He's missed about 20 games or so for the past few seasons, and I don't expect that to change unless he somehow finds the fountain of youth. But with LeBron, you never know. That man is an alien. But moving on to his actual legacy, I think I could speak for mostly everyone when I say that LeBron is undoubtedly a top 2 player of all time. That's not open for discussion. But the real argument is if he is the GOAT. And who's standing in the way of that? Well, I think most people would know. His name is like Michael Jordan or something. And Michael has 6 rings. LeBron has 4. And we all know that LeBron has been trying to chase him ever since he started his career. And I think for a lot of people, including me, if LeBron can win just one more ring, it would solidify his case as the GOAT. But looking at his team right now, that's just not going to happen. The Lakers so far are 14-13, as they're currently sitting as a 6th seed in the West. But compare that to the East, which, might I add, has been tougher than the West this year, the Lakers would be sitting around the 8th to 9th seed. So yes, they would still be in the playoff picture, but when looking at this roster, just barely hanging in the standings isn't going to cut it, especially with the names on this roster. You have Russell Westbrook, you have Anthony Davis, and of course you have Bron. So in theory, you should be one of the best teams in the league, with at least 2 superstars on your roster, but they're not. AD has been quite frankly trash this season, as if he's that defensive guy that many people argue is the best one in the league, they should be better than having just barely a top 20 defense. And offensively, he's been alright, but his shooting has been putrid, as he's shooting a nasty 19% from 3. That man is trying to compete with Russ for who's the worst volume shooting player of all time. But all me. But speaking of Russ, that move has been a total bust, not rhyming accidentally, which isn't really a shocker. Now, he played horribly to start the season, but now, even though he's still been trash, he's been a little better of a fit alongside Bron and AD, as he isn't turning the ball over much as nearly as he did early on, which is funny to say because the man is still averaging nearly 5 per game. This is the supporting cast LeBron has to work with, and being like 38 now, he can't carry a team like he used to, and he has to rely on Russ and AD to produce, but they're just not that. AD hasn't taken that next step to become the first option on this team for LeBron, and at this point, we all need to accept the fact that he's just not a number 1, and he will never be a number 1. Russ is just a bad fit, And the more he keeps playing like this, the more the Lakers are regretting getting him over signing DeMar DeRozan. And the other pieces like Melo and Dwight aren't just whatever, as them and this whole team is just showing their age. All of these factors, like LeBron's health, his competition, and his own team, all point to one thing. The reign of King James is finally over. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment your takes down below, and all my social media links are in the description below, so make sure to follow that. But with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Yeah, peace.